Thanks for coming back and checking out another stock lock. So I thought I'd have a go with another one. So a bit of success with that Ultium rim cylinder the other day, so I've got a bit of time. Bed early before I pick up the kids tomorrow. But yeah, let's see if we can get this one open. And this is another one that come from Pat. Pat's About Locks. I've got a big bag down there full of rim cylinders and Euros. And I got a massive bag of lever locks. So if anyone wants any lever locks, please leave me a message. Let's see, I'm just going to start off with a deep hook. Have a feel about.
What the hell are we doing? One, on the subway, that subway was built by Joseph Stalin right before the Second World War. I'm not endorsing Stalin. Obviously, Stalinism is a thing that I hate, and I don't want to come to my country. I'm making the obvious point that for over 80 years, you've had these frescoes and chandeliers, maybe been redone or whatever, but like somehow the society has been able to not destroy what its ancestors built. The things that are worth having, and there are a lot. And that, like, why don't we have that? And even on a much more terrestrial plane, like, why can't I have a subway station like that? Why can't my children who live in New York City ride the subway? A lot of people I know who live in New York City are afraid to ride the subway. Young women especially. That's freedom? No. Again, it's slavery. And how can, if Putin can do this, why can't we? Like, what? It's not, in other words, I mean, this is like so obvious. I'm a traitor? Okay. So if I'm calling for American citizens to demand more from their government and higher standards for their own society, and remember that just 30 years ago we had a much different and much happier and cleaner and healthier society where everyone wasn't fat with diabetes at 40 from poisoned food. Like, how is that? I'm not a traitor to my country. I'm a defender of my country. By the way, the people calling me a traitor, they're all like, you know, they're not. I would not say they're people who put America's interests first.
But there's many elements, like you said, you don't like Stalinism. You know, you're a student of history. Central planning is good at building subways in a way that's really nice. The thing that accounts for New York subways, by the way, there's a lot of really positive things about New York subways, not cleanliness, but the efficiency, like the accessibility, how wide it spreads. Like that, the New York network is incredible. But Moscow, under different metrics, results of a capitalist system. And you actually said that you don't think U.S. is quite a capitalist system, which is an interesting question itself.
We have more central planning here than they do in Russia.
No, that's not true.
Of course it is.
You think that's true?
The climate agenda? Of course. They're telling the U.S. government has, in league with a couple of big companies, decided to change the way we produce and consume energy. There's no popular outcry for that. There's never been any mass movement of Americans who's like, I hate my gasoline-powered engine. No more diesel. That has been central planning. That is central planning. And you see it up and down our economy. There's no free market in the United States. You get crossways with the government, you're done. If you're at scale, I mean, maybe you've got a barber shop or a liquor store or something, but even then, you're regulated by politicians. And so, no, I'm actually in for free markets. I hate monopolies. Our economy is dominated by monopolies. Completely dominated.
Like, what do you mean?
Google. What percentage of search does Google have? 90? Google's a monopoly by any definition, and Google is just rich enough to continue doing whatever it wants in violation of U.S. law. So there's no monopoly in Russia as big as Google. I'm not, again, defending the Russian system. I'm calling for a return to our old system, which was sensible and moderate and put the needs of Americans at least somewhere in the top 10. Somewhere in the top 10. I'm not saying that Standard Oil was like interested in the welfare of average Americans, but I am saying that there was a constituency in a political system.
Just try
different presidential candidates. Like, oh, wait a second.
little short hook.
Is it good for people?
Come off that
There's not even a
board in.
conversation about that. It's like, shut up and submit to AI. And no offense. And so I'm just
Offense taken.
I'm just
We will get you.
yeah.
We're strong.
No.
You'll be the first one.
Well, as a white man, I just won't even exist anymore.
Right. So much to say on that one.
I bet when you Google my picture, 20 years from now, it'll be a black chick. 100%.
Well, I hope she's attractive.
I hope so too. It'd probably be an upgrade.
central planning point is really interesting, but I just don't know where you're coming from, because the capitalist system, I mean, the United States is one of the most successful capitalist systems in the history of Earth. So just
What's the most successful? I'm just saying that I think it's changed a lot in the last 15 years, and that we need to update our assumptions about what we're seeing. And that's true up and down. That's true with everything. It's true with your neighbor's children who you haven't seen in 3 years, and they come home from Wesleyan, and you're like, oh, you've grown. That is true for the world around us as well. And most of our assumptions about immigration, about our economy, about our tax system are completely outdated if you compare them to the current reality. And so I'm just for updating my files, and I have a big advantage over you because I am middle-aged, and so I don't
called yourself old so many times, though.
I don't trust my perceptions of things, so I'm constantly trying to be like, is that true? Yeah. I should go there. You know, I should see it. And I guess just in the end, I trust direct perceptions. Like, I don't trust the internet, actually. Wikipedia is a joke. Wikipedia could not be more dishonest. It's certainly in the political categories or things that I know a lot about. Occasionally I'll read an entry written about something that I saw or know people involved, and I'm like, that's a complete liar. You left out the most important fact. And it's like, it's not a reliable guide to reality or history. And that will accelerate with AI, where history or perception of the past is completely controlled and distorted. So I think just getting out there and seeing stuff, and seeing that Moscow was not what I thought it would be, which was a smoldering ruin, you know, rats in a garbage dump. It was nicer than New York. What the hell?
Direct data is good, but it's challenging. For example, if you talk to a lot of people in Moscow or in Russia, and you ask them, is there censorship? They will usually say, yes, there is.
Oh, yeah, of course there is. Well, I agree. I mean, just to be clear, I have no plans to move to Russia. I think I'd probably be arrested if I moved to Russia. Ed Snowden, who is the most famous sort of openness, transparency advocate in the world, I would say, along with Assange, doesn't want to live in Russia. He's had problems with the Putin government. He's attacked Putin. They don't like it. I mean, I get it. I'm just saying, what are the lessons for us? And the main lesson is we are being lied to, like in a way that's bewildering and very upsetting. I was mad about it all 8 days I was there, because I feel like I'm better informed than most people because it's my job to be informed, and I'm skeptical of everything. And yet I was completely hoodwinked by it. I would just recommend to everyone watching this, like, you think you know, like, if you're really interested, if you're one of those people, and I'm not one, but who's like waking up every day, you've got a Ukrainian flag on your mailbox or whatever, your Ukrainian lapel pin or absurd theater. But if you like sincerely care about Ukraine or Russia or whatever, why don't you just hop on a plane for $800 and go see it? Okay? No, that doesn't occur to anyone to do that. And I know it's time consuming and kind of expensive, sort of, not really.
There we go.
So I
had to put a lot of work into that, but it was a nice lock to pick. Could feel all the clicks and all the pin settings. So yeah, nice one. And yeah, see you again soon.